Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia once again. Now I haven't made a lot of videos recently, but today I thought I would make this video simply because the current arc, My Villain Academia, has pretty much concluded, which means that I wanted to make this video on something that some people have already made videos on, but I wanted to make until the arc was concluded before I actually made this video, which is something that My Hero Academia's creator and editor said. Well, I'm not entirely sure if Horikoshi was part of this, but I know the editor was very deeply involved in this message, which was something to do with, how we're gonna be getting quite a few reveals in the upcoming arc that are going to surprise us, which kind of implies there are gonna be multiple reveals in one arc, which is quite interesting unless that is a mistranslation. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, just how many reveals are going to be dropped on us in the span of a single arc, and also depends kind of how big the arc is, and there's a very good chance that all of these reveals that we're going to be getting are going to be linked in some shape or form. I mean, I'm sure there are going to be some gaps not really linking some of them together, but I'm sure there's going to be definitely some correlation between every reveal, because I can't really see us getting, a bunch of random reveals, like Dobby and, something else that has nothing else to do with that. Like, why would they just push out so many reveals in one arc that have nothing to do with one another? Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, at least, but maybe it does to you. So today I want to kind of speculate what I think these reveals might be, or at least just mention some of the possible reveals that could happen even if I don't personally believe in them. Like, I know my friend Kirutaku, he made a video quite recently in the middle of the arc, well, a few chapters back, where he talked about this, because that's when this whole thing kind of came out, so everyone was just on that right away. But me, I like to wait. Well, sometimes I don't really wait, but today, or this time rather, I decided to wait. Let's start with one thing that I would kind of want, but I'm not sure if it's gonna happen this soon, and that is Decs Dad. Like, I would like to see Decs Dad being implemented into the story, because we have heard his name. His name is Hisashi Midoriya, and he is supposedly going to be introduced at some point in the story, as stated by Horikoshi, though I don't remember if Horikoshi mentioned whether it's gonna be anytime soon or not, so it could be that he's planned for a much later time. I'm not quite sure. I would like for him to be at least sort of teased, or at least kind of like shown, even if he's not gonna be super relevant to the plot in this upcoming arc. Like, I would just like to see Deku meeting his dad for after such a long time, because he's been gone since the beginning of the story when Deku was a little child, and I'm just curious if, Deku even knows his dad anymore, because if it's been that long, if you were just a kid when he left, like, do you even know who your dad is anymore? And what's really interesting about that is that we don't even know when, at least I don't think we know when Deku's dad left, so we have no idea just what kind of interactions Deku and his dad had before they separated, or if he actually left before Deku was old enough to really remember him at all. Now, the second thing that obviously could happen is the whole Dobby reveal of him being a Todoroki brother, the big theory that a lot of people want to come true, and honestly, I'm kind of on that as well. Like, at this point, I don't really see that not being the case. It's just a matter of how it's going to be revealed. Like, if he isn't a Todoroki brother, I'd be really surprised, especially given how he has named Shota Todoroki and Enji Todoroki by names, rather than using, Endeavor, the hero name, on Enji, which is quite interesting, because I don't think that information is necessarily something that everyone would know. Maybe a lot of people, especially in Inner Circle, would know, but maybe not the general public for privacy reasons and stuff like that. And it is probably the most anticipated theory to come true out of every theory out there, if we're being honest, so to have that reveal coming this soon would be really cool. It has been teased and built up for such a long time, in my opinion, that it's just about time that we got that. Speaking of build up though, let's talk about the traitor theory, because that is something that should be revealed. I mean, it's not really necessarily a theory. We know there is a traitor, it's just a matter of who it is. We have no idea who it is, though we have a number of suspects that it could be someone that had to have known about the forest camp arc that they went to in season 3 of the anime. So we don't have a huge number of people that it could be, but whether it's gonna be someone that we really care about, or if it's gonna be just some random person that we have no interest in, I wouldn't like that, because obviously if it's gonna be a traitor reveal, it would be a lot more impactful on us readers if it's someone that we actually are invested in. You know, if it's someone we care about enough that having a traitor drop on that character would really mean a lot to us on an emotional level. I'm not even sure who I think the traitor is at this point, because there's been so many good theories out there. Some of them are really bad as well, but like there are definitely a lot of good ones. I would kind of like it to be someone like Denki, honestly. Like I think that's a pretty good theory. Whether it's gonna be the case, I don't know, but it would make a lot of sense, to be honest, given his quirk and the whole thing that happened with the USJ arc. But what I really hope is that it is someone that we really care about. Apart from that, I wouldn't really be mad who it is. Like if someone in class 1A, that would be perfect. Though if it is a student, I really do hope that it is someone that is being kind of forced into becoming a traitor, to the point where if they don't do what the League of Villain tells them, you know, something bad is going to happen. Maybe they have like a hostage over them, you know, causing them to be forced into doing what they tell them. Otherwise, they may kill someone that they care about. Like I really hope, if it's a student at least, that it's a situation like that. Otherwise, I really do hope it's a teacher, because a teacher is a lot more open to changing a view, especially a political view. A student, in my opinion, isn't really old enough to have come to that level of maturity where you would really make those connections that an adult might do. Now, the last thing that I want to touch on is not really a theory. It is something that we pretty much know will happen. We just don't really know when. A lot of people are speculating it's going to be really soon, and that is All Might's death. Now, me personally, I haven't really thought too much about All Might's death, if I'm being entirely honest, because it is something that, you know, we know is going to happen. We kind of know how it's going to happen, if we're being really honest with ourselves. Like, it's probably going to be Shigaraki killing All Might, and Deku's going to witness it and possibly go berserk when witnessing it. I think, if I'm being honest, I think Bakugo is also going to witness it, because let's be honest, they both look up to All Might on such a level that if not both of them see All Might die, I don't know how I would feel about that. I mean, Deku is obviously the main character, so he's definitely going to witness it, but I really do hope that we see Bakugo witness it as well. And that's why I kind of hope we get to see both of them see him just crumble to dust by Shigaraki, assuming that's how it's gonna happen, which I'm pretty sure it will. It's just a matter of when. You know, unless we have a situation like in the overhaul arc where, you know, they defy time or whatever, they defy the odds, you know, to a point where they could change the future. I mean, that's kind of a touchy subject, so I'm not really gonna go deeper into that. I do hope he's gonna die. Not in the sense that I like seeing people die, but just, you know, he's the mentor, and mentors tend to die in anime, especially in shonen. So to see that happen in My Hero, it would definitely be a formula, because they are sticking to the shonen mold, right? But at least it would give Deku, as well as Bakugo and a lot of other people as well, a new driving force to wanting to fight the villains. Not necessarily revenge, but justice. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say in this video, so I hope you liked it, and I would like to know what you guys think is going to happen, you know, in the next upcoming arc of My Hero Academia. Like, what do you think these big reveals are gonna be, whether it's just one reveal or more than one? Do you think it's gonna be one of the ones I've mentioned, or do you think the reveals are gonna be something completely new that no one really knew about? Be sure to let me know down below in the comments, and as always, if you did, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This has been Chaotic Plus, and remember, Toga is waifu, Toga is laifu.